How to fight like the new age drunken master, Ben Whittaker, in 5 steps. Hello Earthlings, ultraviolet runner from the Bronx here. And today we're gonna get into how to fight like the new age drunken master, Ben Whittaker, in 5 steps, starting with the most important, footwork. Now, if you focus on his footwork, it's always on par. A lot of people forget that he's an Olympic athlete and he didn't just burst out of the scene fighting nothing but bums to get to where he's at. At the end of the day, every boxer has his journey and they have to fight a lot of cab drivers, bus drivers, whatever you want to call them, to solidify themselves to eventually fight bigger top names. Now, when it comes to the footwork, you got to get comfortable moving forward and moving back. This is the first thing to focus on. Footwork is your first line of defense, and he takes that very, very seriously. So all boxers should do the same, because this is going to be the difference between you being able to get in, get out, move around very quickly, and not get crossed up in your feet. That's the biggest difference. And that's the reason why he's able to be so slick with his movement, almost looking like he's drunk, going crazy around, because his footwork is on point. And that's what goes towards his elusiveness, is that footwork. Now, number 2, he is a master when it comes to the head movement. So you have to focus on head movement. Focusing on slipping left, slipping right, slipping left/right, going down low, rolling left, rolling right, being able to shift left and dip your head at the same time, doing a custom auto shift to the right, and you're always on the ball of your foot. Your head is always there. So you're hitting and then you're moving. You're hitting and then you're moving, but your head is always not there to be hit, and he's good with doing that, all right? But I think a lot of people forget his natural style is elusive. Like, if you take away the drunken master type style, he's fighting in a very elusive way. You know, he's fighting in a very elusive way, trying to hit you off those crazy angles to throw you off your game. And then when he starts to get into his ultra instinct mindset, aka the Mushin, where he's not thinking and he's allowing his body to just do the work, then you're like, how is he just like hitting people out of these weird angles and doing what it is that he's doing? Now, number 3, his counter punching. Everything he does, by him putting most of his weight on his front foot, is to bait you in to either do a pull counter, to switch stance and counter, throw you off out of your game. But he loves to play hide and go seek with you with his head constantly moving forward. You notice even when he's playing around, he's going here just so he can try to throw you off your game, and you take the bait with his head being lengthened forward, and he can catch you with that counter punch. But in order to get really good with that, you have to work on your cat-like reflexes. A good way to focus on that is if you have one of your family members, your friends, they get a broom, they put like a nice cushion on the end of the broom or a glove, and they just go at your head, and you're working on head movement, and like as if you're countering at the same time from that head movement to throw a person off out of their game. And then eventually over time, it'll be in your mind to know when you dodge a punch, you come back with a strong counter punch. Now, number 4, this is super duper important, is his cat-like reflexes. His reflexes play into the way he's able to get away with that drunken style. Now, not everybody has those crazy reflexes. You have to train it. I mean, Canelo did early in his career. That's why his head movement became so good in the middle of his career, going into the latter parts of his career. But head movement is something that you have to focus on. But those cat-like reflexes is more something that you get from always trying to get out of the way of a punch. So you have to work on those intuitive reflexes. Hitting the speed bag, getting used to something coming to your face, hitting that double end bag, getting used to something coming to your face, or with the band around your head and you have the rope attached to the ball and you're constantly hitting that and you're getting used to something constantly coming back to your face, and that's gonna get you in the habit of knowing how to react when that time comes. And then number 5, finally, is his conditioning. His conditioning has to be top, because in order to play around with a fighter and you're being slick and then moving around and being silly and doing what it is that he's doing, he has to have crazy conditioning. And that means you're running every other day, 5 to 8 miles, or running every day 2 to 4 miles. Making sure you're getting an adequate amount of rest, you're stretching, you're doing 24 to 30 rounds in the gym, you're focusing on sparring, you're focusing on reflex type of training, person throwing a tennis ball at you, but you have to do all these things to get even resembly close to the way Ben Whittaker is. And remember, a lot of people forget, he's an Olympic, well, was an Olympic athlete. I believe he got bronze. He's up, he knows what he's doing. So even though you're like, oh my God, look at this showboater, I hope this clown gets knocked out. He knows what he's doing. He knows when to put it on and when to not put it on. But at the same time, he's trying to, be an entertaining boxer. A lot of boxers nowadays are not entertaining, okay? They don't give you what you want to see in the ring. It's all about trying to keep that O. And at the end of the day, if you try to keep that O, you're not going to fight to the level of your competition, and you're eventually not going to get better as a fighter, or you're never going to be able to see your true potential. But the basis of Ben Whittaker's style is slickness. He's a slick fighter, all right? He can fight you with his head poking out and his arm down. He can fight you acting like he's drunk and moving around and doing crazy things and acting like he doesn't know what he's doing. And then he comes out of nowhere with a counter punch, or he can just play with you like he's food because his reflexes allow him to do that. If you like that style, go for it, but you have to remember, never neglect the fundamentals. Footwork, keep your hands up at all times, focusing on the basics, and then eventually you can craft your own style in the midst of that. But you can't neglect the basics, because that will take you very far in the sport of boxing, and a lot of people nowadays are neglecting the basics. Hopefully this gives you a good insight into the way Ben Whittaker's style is and how he's able to move in that manner. And he's giving and paying homage to Emmanuel Augustus, because he was the original one with the Drunken style, and then Prince not seen playing around and being silly in the ring, having fun and being an entertaining fighter. Now, if you liked the video, please comment and subscribe. Thank you for joining me on this journey to ultraviolet. And if you want to catch more videos like this one, check out this video right here, and always work towards becoming your greatest version.